I think I want to do a live story time. We'll see. Hi, Pisces Life. I'm thinking about doing a live story time. I'm thinking about doing a live story time. Cause I don't feel like editing and doing all that stuff. So and I also just did a story time yesterday. Well, I loaded it today, I think. And it's a really good story time. So if you have not checked it out, my girl, please go check it out. You will thoroughly enjoy it. My life is kind of, well, used to be kind of interesting at one point. It's a little boring now. But at one point, I was doing things I have no business. I definitely was. I was thinking about doing a story time about the time I got kidnapped. Hmm. I gotta take a deep breath on that one. That's a pretty interesting story. It's pretty interesting. I feel like everybody is so busy with this love and marriage thing and the coleslaw of it all. I'm kind of tired of seeing videos about it. I need to listen to something else. How is your week? Well, your Friday going? I have to do my cousin's hair tonight, um, my sister's hair tomorrow, and my mom's hair on Sunday. So I don't have time to even do my own hair. My hair is green, and I still don't have time to do anything with it because I gotta take care of everybody else. Yes, thank you. Hmm. Hi. I thought somebody was knocking on my door. So y'all, I wanted to tell a story time about the time I got kidnapped. Do y'all want to hear that? Like the live if you want to hear the story about when I got kidnapped, and I'll tell it. Like the live, and I'll tell y'all the story about when I got kidnapped. And if you have not checked out my last video is a story time about when I pulled up to go and fight. So, and something happened. So, y'all can go and check that out too. Hi, here for hot tea. I was telling them that I put up a story time today, and I might do a live story time right now by the time I got kidnapped. So, always into some stuff, y'all. Always was into something. Always dealing with people I had no business dealing with. How old was I? I think I was 17 years old. I had just made 17 when this stuff happened. Dealing with a 20, how old was he? I think he was like, I was 17, he was about 22, 23 years old. Something I had no business doing, y'all. No business doing. So I'll tell y'all the story. So I was dealing with this guy, and I started dealing with him at 16. Right before I turned 17, I was dealing with him, and he was handsome. He was really tall. He was really dark skinned. Um, I'm not gonna tell y'all his nickname. I'll find another nickname for him. Um, Josh. That's not really a nickname. That's a name, but Josh. And I was dealing with Josh, and I was always like at his house. The moment my mom went to work, I would go to his house, and I kept trying to like break up with him because the situation was not good. He was like really controlling, and I think he was also like dealing with other people, and he just was not nice to me, y'all. He was not nice, and he used to, sell candy. So he was a candy man. And at that time, I thought it was so cute with my dumb behind. I really thought it was cute. And he every time I tried to leave him and break up with him or something like that, he would, you know, guilt trip me and be like, "So you gonna leave me? And you always want to leave me? And I thought you loved me. You say you love me." And he would do that often, like so often, to where like, I was that girl. I've never like that was like my first real relationship. So, you know, I didn't know no better. Yes. Let me tell you something. All I know was it was certain things that was good about him, but I digress. So I'm just like, he just would always like say things, and I would be like, okay, fine, I'll stay. Anyways, I turned 17, and I finally got to the point to where I was okay with breaking up with him. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave him alone. I'm just gonna break up with him. I'm done. I'm done. So me and my girls, we chilling. My sister, my girls, we all like he keep calling my phone, keep calling my phone. And something told me that, and I kind of felt like I was being watched, but I just wasn't sure at the time because as when you're 17 years old, you're not really thinking that nobody is watching you. You know what I'm saying? You're living your life, you're happy, you're always at the mall, always with your friends. I went to a lot of house parties. So, and I was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta at the time. So y'all know how Atlanta is if you've been to Atlanta or lived in Atlanta. At 17, I was always at a house party. Um, so he'll like every time I go to certain places, he'll like start calling and texting me, and I'm just like ignoring him because at this point, I'm done. And I don't know if I knew anything about blocking at that time. I don't even know what kind of phone did I have. I don't even remember what kind of phone I had. Probably a Razor. I don't know. The little flip phone. It's, it's so many. They would say stuff like, "You're not gonna leave me now." Yeah, he always, he always like, yeah. It girl, listen. He always would say little stuff and like look pitiful in the face, and my little stupid self, like, cause I don't know no better. I'm just like, okay, okay, okay. What year was it? So I was. It was two. I was 17, so it was like 2007, right? 2007. That's what it was. 2007. Mhm. Right? Yeah. 2007. Because I was born in 1990, so 2007. And and so like he would like call and text me, and I mean, let me tell y'all something. Even at 17, like I was getting into like strip clubs. Yeah, they did. Like I was at strip clubs at 17. I was like I was running around. Like my mom would think that I'm just like with my friend at her house or whatever, and we would be like just everywhere in the city, in Atlanta, everywhere in the city. And we lived in like the where I lived at. I lived in Lithonia. So first I lived in Conyers, and then we moved to Lithonia, and then from Lithonia I was always like in Atlanta. The older, yes, them older. I don't know. It was something about like um those older guys in Atlanta. I don't know. It was something about the way that they used to talk because it was like so much different than it was so much different than like I mean New Orleans dudes, they something else, they have the language, but it was something about them country boys, like the way that they used to talk all country and stuff, it just used to get to me. It used to just, I don't know, I used to be fired up. I don't know. I'm a little girl though. Well, oh, that's why I was the east side. Yep, that's where I was. So, like my friend and my sister girlfriend at the time, she used to always come and get me, always come and get me. And my mama used to trust her, so my mama never really, really too much care. Long as, we was all right. It was all right. So one time we in the mall, right? We in the mall, me and the girls in the mall or whatever, and we shopping, doing what we do, shopping. So my sister and them, they went to the store like right next, like the shoe store right next to where I was. And all of a sudden he called me, Florida man trick, make you feel like you're protected, New Orleans man. Get on your mind. Yes, New Orleans. Girl, I'm so sick of these New Orleans. Ooh, I just want to just throw them all in the trash at this point. I'm so sick. And I have to deal with it every day. Every single day. I'm just so sick of these dudes. Like, one dude right now trying to take me, like, he keeps saying, oh, because I could do all of this for you. And it's like, shut up. And then he fat. You know what? You ever, a dude ever liked you? And every time you thought about him, and every time like he would call or try to text you or something like that, you'll feel like you about to throw up in your mouth. That's how I be feeling. But anyway, so we at the mall and he calls me. So I answered the phone and he was like, so you at the mall? And I'm like looking around because I'm like, how does nigga know I'm at the mall? So I hang up. The phone and I'm like headed to like the store where my sister and them was, the shoe store where my sister and them was. But when I go in that store, I don't see them. So I called them. I'm like, hey, where y'all at or whatever. So they're like, oh, we're in a food court. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm on my way to the food court. All of a sudden I get snatched. Like nigga just snatched me up. And he pulls me and he slings me to like this little hallway. I think it's like where like the bathroom was or something. Nigga put out a gun. I mean, pew pew. Before I got married, this other dude was trying to get me to move into his house. Then when I got married, he asked me what size my waist to buy me a bigger one. Wait, not trying to match ring sizes. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that sounds like a Nola nigga. If I ain't never heard of one, that sounds just like one. So he put out a pew pew, and he was like, so you just gonna be ignoring my calls? And I'm like looking at him because like I'm scared at this point. And I'm like, they're all delusional. They live in Lululand, if you ask me. Every single last one of them. That's why I'm talking to her now. I am so far gone from talking to anybody. I'm not dating anybody. My phone is dry as the Sahara Desert. Like, when I tell you dry, I don't want to be bothered with these men. Like, they're not even about nothing. Like, if you're not coming in and buy me a new car or a car, then don't talk to me because I don't have a car. And if you're not trying to come buy me a car, then we can't talk, period. And I be telling people that off the bat. Like, I don't even have a car. Like, if you're not about to buy me a car, go get me a car, rent me a car, give me your car, steal me a car. Then we can't talk. And that's just that on that. We can't talk. But anyways, so he was like, he started pulling me. He was like, let's go. And I'm like, where we going? And so he was like, don't ask me no questions. So, oh yeah, how is things going after the break? You know what? I tried not to worry, because I pray a lot. So I try not to worry about things. It's just, it's a process, I think. I've never not had a car. I've been having a car since college. And it doesn't matter what situation I was ever in life, I've always had a car. Never not had a car. So this is really difficult and really new, having to like try to get to work every day, thinking about how I'm gonna get the kids to school and get to work because Uber is so high, begging people for rides, people being busy. Like today, I didn't have a ride from work today, And my cousin just so happened to call me like, "Girl, you at work? What you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm at work." She was like, "You need a ride?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she just came and got me like within 5 minutes. And that was a blessing because when I tell you, I didn't know how I was getting home from work today. Like, I don't know how I was gonna get home from work. Um, I don't care how you get it, just get it here. Yes, just get the car. Is insurance gonna pay for it? I feel your pain. Waiting around is that, yeah, waiting around is a pain in the butt. Insurance, I didn't have insurance because my job cut my hours. And when they cut my hours, I had to cut a lot of bills. And unfortunately, that was one of the bills because that was a higher bill. And I do regret it. I wish I would have just not had a cell phone, to be honest with you. I ain't even gonna front. Like, I would rather, I feel like now the bill that I should have cut was my phone bill. I should have cut my phone bill and cut another bill. I don't know, whatever other bill. But the only bill that I just was not gonna cut was my rent. But I cut the bill and I regret it. The person that hit me didn't have insurance. Um, so yeah. I've tried to rent a car, but here renting a car is three three something a week. And I don't have that kind of money. I can't afford it. Um, who's this app called Hire Car? And they have cheaper cars. Ugravi. I rolled out of insurance for a long time. It was hard. Yeah. I think insurance was almost my car insurance was for liability, it was like two something, and full coverage was like three something. And don't get me wrong, I liked my little BMW, I like my little car. And I'm just so sad. Every time I think about it, I can like smell everything from the wreck. I could see everything from the wreck. But I'm gonna definitely look into um hire car. Yeah, like renting cars is so high. Like it's so freaking high. And I'm barely making it. I'm barely making it as it is, which I'm trying to find another job. Um, Everything is just so freaking high. So hopefully this child support hurry up and come because in a minute I'm about to almost crash and burn. I ain't even gonna front. Well, if it wasn't so far, I get my little white car just sitting around. Don't worry, better. It's coming. Yes, I definitely believe better is coming. Which is why I take everything day by day. I don't plan anything. Everything is just like day by day. My kids go back to school next week, so I definitely have to think about that because I don't know how I'm gonna get them to school. Because when I moved out of the area where the school is, so they don't go to school near the house. So that sucks because they can't get on a bus. So I gotta think about how I'm gonna get them to school, how I'm gonna get them from school, and then I get home. It's just a long process. It's a really long process. But yeah, she said, sure, this is a scam. It is a scam. It's a big scam. But what part was I on? Um, oh, so he made me walk to the car, and after he pulled out the pum pum, we walked to he made me go get in the car. But the stupid thing is, he didn't take, yeah, he did it. He snatched me, but he didn't, stupid. He didn't take my phone. Like he didn't, he like held me up, but he tried to like, he was behind me. So he kind of like didn't want to alarm other people. But I definitely, like, when we got in the elevator, I definitely was trying to, like, before we got in the elevator, we got by, in there by ourselves. But I definitely was like trying to eye this lady, but she was, so it was almost like she wasn't paying like no attention to me. So we got downstairs. And he's talking ish. He's yelling at me and screaming at me. And at this point, I was a quiet girl. I wasn't like super loud, so I wasn't like the arguing type. I didn't argue back or anything. But I did make it a point to where it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he's like, you're ignoring me. You don't want to be with me no more. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. And I was like, dang, this dude like he gonna unalive me. So I'm like texting my sister with his dumb self because obviously he don't notice that I'm. So I'm like texting her and telling her, Josh took me, da 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 da. So um we didn't get in the car. So as we're in the car, I'm like in the back seat. So I'm in the back seat and he's driving, and I'm like everywhere we're going, because I don't know, like, the new place that he don't live in the same place that he was living at when we were together. So he lives somewhere else. So when I'm texting my sister and her girlfriend, and I'm literally telling them everywhere that we're going, like every street that I'm turning on, which way I'm turning. When we got to the apartment, I told them the apartment number. He made me go in the house. We got in the house. I was there for a minute. He had the pum pum like sitting there, he wanted to do things and I didn't want to do anything with him. So he was trying to, like, it was almost like he kept threatening me with it, but he wasn't it I'm not saying he wasn't going to use it, but I think it was a situation of how he was going about the situation. It was almost like, well, are you going to use it? Like, are you going to use it on me, or are you just, doing this so that I can do whatever it is that you want me to do, basically? So he's like hitting me or whatever. He's like hitting me and slapping me and stuff. And so I'm just like, taking basically just taking the slaps, because it's like, I'm not hitting this big dude back. Like, he gonna knock me crazy. So I'm like, I'm not hitting him back, but he's hitting me and we're wrestling or whatever. He goes into the bathroom, and as he goes into the bathroom, he don't shut the door, but he takes his pum pum with him. Sorry, I'm not saying. So he takes it with him, so he doesn't shut the door, and it's like right there. Like, even if I try to go out the door, I'm passing the bathroom. So he was gonna catch me anyways if I tried to leave. So I text my sister and I'm just like asking her, like, how long until she get there? Like, is she on the way? He's hitting me. He's threatening to hurt me. Please hurry up and come. So all of a sudden, like, he comes in a room and he sits the pum pum on the dresser, like on the nightstand. He sits it there, like next to me. So when he sits it there, um, I'm thinking in my head, how in the movies you're like thinking, how in the movies they get the gun and then they get the pum pum and they turn on you, and then I knew that if I did that, I knew nothing about guns. I keep saying the word. I'm sorry, y'all. YouTube, I'm sorry. I kept wanting to grab it, but I didn't know how to use it, like talking about it. Like, I wasn't good at it. Like, now, yeah, but then no, I didn't know anything about it. Even though I wanted to pick it up, I just wasn't going to do that. So I sat there for a minute. Before he started wrestling with me, he was, he wanted to fight because I won't give it up. He want me to give it up. He want me to do X, Y, and Z. I don't want to do anything with you. So in my head, it's almost like, then I started thinking, well, maybe if I just do something with him, then he would leave me alone. Maybe he'll let me go. He won't hurt me anymore if I just do whatever it is that he want me to do. He didn't get a call from some guy, and he's telling the guy, like, yeah, come over here, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, now I'm getting nervous because now he's calling over someone else, I don't know who this person is, and now I'm already scared, but now I'm like extra scared now because it's like, oh my goodness, you're calling somebody else over here. Like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna try to, me? Um, I don't. My sister is not texting me back, so I'm not knowing like where she is at this point because she's not like, oh, I'm gonna be putting up in a minute. She have all of my messages, but it's just almost like, where are you at this point? I knew she was coming. I know my sister was not going to leave me, but I think maybe in my mind, it was longer than probably what it really was. Like, I'm nervous. I can't call anybody else. Because if he see me texting, he's gonna take my phone, obviously. So I'm like sneaking, trying to do everything. So then I'm just like, I told him, I was like, okay, we could do something, but let me go to the bathroom first. And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, I gotta pee. Like, let me use the bathroom. So he's like, no. And so he was like, you're not going in the bathroom. So I'm just like, so you want to do something with me, but you don't want me to go to the bathroom. And he was like, no, I'm not letting you go to the bathroom. Like, he refused me to go to the bathroom. So at this point, there's somebody like banging on his door. So I'm like thinking it must be the dude that's supposed to be pulling up is banging on the door. So now I'm nervous. He didn't take the pum pum. He left it on the thing. So I take it and I put it in my bag. And when when he opened the door, all I hear is boom, like the door just slam or break or whatever the situation was. Why wasn't it my sister and her girlfriend? They pushed the doggone door open. He fell, and my sister, I jumped, I looked, and my sister kicked him in his face. And they was like, come on, let's go. And so I'm like, all right. And mind you, I still have his, in my purse. So I'm just like, I run out the door, and I look at him and I kick him. I don't think my kick was hard. I think that was the most girliest kick I probably ever did in my life. But again, y'all, I was only 17. Let's not. I was 17 and I was this big. I was skinny. No weight. I probably was 110 pounds. I was very small, okay? So, yes, my kick probably was nothing compared to anybody else's kick. But that's not the point. I was going to get a lick in because that was hitting me. He was hitting me. He was trying to beat me. Anyways, so we get in the car and we're driving away. But before we drove away, my sister's girlfriend made a phone call. And she was like, yeah, the address is X, Y, and Z. He live in X, Y, and Z or whatever. And she calls, I don't know who she's on the phone with, mind you. It's not my business. But she tells the person where he is, like his house number and everything like that. And we left him. From that day forward. I've never heard from him again. I think one of his friends called me one time and asked, have I heard from him? And I told him, no, I have not. And that was the last time I heard from him. I've never heard from him ever again. And I threw his pum pum out the window. And no, I didn't touch it. I had it on what you call. And I was told my sister, look. And she was like, why are you touching it? And I had to wipe it down and then I discarded it. So, yeah. I got kidnapped. So yeah, y'all. I I have so many stories of so many things that happened in my life. Some things I won't be able to tell because it's too dark, and some things are funny and I'm okay with telling. So um yeah, my last story that I just put up, I feel like that story is really funny because I really pulled up to fight. I really pulled up to fight. And again, I was in Atlanta, by the way. I was in Atlanta pulling up to fight. I bet people was happy when I brought my little happy behind back to New Orleans because I was always doing something. I was always doing something. Girl, I was fighting over a dude. I was fighting over a dude. Girl, mm-mm. Mm-mm. I ain't doing that no more. I don't even know why I did it the first time because I liked him, but I don't think it was that deep. It was somebody that I was like going to high school with. Yeah, it was. I was going to, and this is like the year prior to this incident. This was a year prior. So this is when I was living in Conyers and I was going to Salem. Was I going to Salem High School in Conyers? And that was before everything was like built out there. So so yeah. I like Atlanta or surrounding areas. I would definitely move back, but I don't know. I had to work plenty of it beyond respect. I never fought over a man, but some men who place disrespect. Yeah, between the dude and the girl, I really feel like they were both equally doing the most. Like first, she was the one being like really disrespectful, but then he turned around and then he was being disrespectful to me. And although I was a quiet girl, I was the one who wasn't gonna argue back with you, but we could fight. Like I don't mind fighting you. I don't mind fighting you, but like we definitely, we could tussle, but I'm not gonna argue with you. And like she, both of them was like on the phone, and that's why I pulled up to do that. Is because they were both on the phone screaming and hollering and fussing, and I just was never that girl. Like I told you, I was quiet. I didn't. When I tell y'all, I didn't go back and forth with people. It actually upset me more. It made me cry if I had to go back and forth with someone. Like if I had to argue with someone, I used to cry. Like you could hear it in my voice. I used to tear up. I used to cry. And then before I start fighting, I used to be crying. Like I remember the first time somebody was like, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" Because I'm about to fight. Like what you talking about? And all my cousins was the same way. Especially we used to like when we was in New Orleans, like if we got into it with somebody and we was about to fight, like I was crying. Like it's not funny, but it's funny. I think you have to be in a situation to understand. Like we'll have tears coming down our eyes, and it's not because we scared. It's not because we don't want to fight. It's the fact that okay, now I'm about to fight because now it's on. So yeah, we'll be about to fight with tears rolling down our eyes because we about to fight. The best fight is heading down Florida, Alabama, New Orleans. Definitely. So we used to walk around our projects in New Orleans. A whole bunch of us. But we wasn't going to fight. It was just that people thought we were because we used to walk around in groups. Like it was just we was in a pack. It was a bunch of us, and we were all cousins. It was no friends. We were all cousins. A bunch of cousins walking through the projects together, and people was like, "Who y'all about to go fight?" Like nobody. We was just literally just on our way to my other cousin's house or to the grocery store or something like that. Um, when I first moved to Georgia, this girl said she wanted to fight me, but go off and bust out. Oh, yeah, I was a crier too, but I cried just before the crash out. Yeah, yeah, like because like you really mad, like you mad enough to cry, like you so mad, like you about to listen. When I tell you crash out wasn't a word when I was so mad because I didn't know any other way to express how angry I was, but to cry and but to fight because for some reason, even when I wanted to talk or wanted to go back and forth with somebody, I couldn't do it because it just wasn't in me. Fussing, even now, like I u- I really got out of my shell and started fussing back with people. I think like go at your own, but yeah, I don't really too much like the back thing. I feel like when you go back and forth too much, nobody ain't about to move. Like what we talking for? There's no reason to be talking. Like what you talking for? What you talking about? And that's why when somebody commented on my picture on Instagram today. Some I guess it was a man, and was like, he commented on some pictures with me and my cousin, was like, yeah, but not neither one of y'all married. Like, I don't know, people they just feel the need commented on one of my on one of my videos about, I don't know who it was about, probably Tisha or somebody. And baby, I'm not going back and forth with you. So I either leave the comment alone or I just delete it because y'all gonna piss me off. Like, y'all gonna really make me upset. Like, my mind is already made up. Don't try to come over here and convince me otherwise. You want to tell me what I should really think. No, I think what I think. And if you don't like the way I think, go on about your little business. Because I really cannot do that typing stuff. Like, you're good at, Hip Hot Tea is so good at going back and forth with people. You got it. I just can't. I can't do it. Like, I be so, like, people just be saying stuff to say it. Like, they just be saying stuff. Talking out the side of their ass about Sunny is another coleslaw. And I told a lady today when she said Sunny is another coleslaw, I was like, Sunny is not it's not a coleslaw. It's not coleslaw. Like, you just saying anything. Y'all just don't like the lady so bad. Y'all just say anything. They say anything about Mel, like they just say anything. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all just really be talking out the side of y'all necks. I don't like it. I don't know how I'm gonna do this YouTube stuff, but anyways, that's because I don't have a job. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna go back and forth now. Cause now, yeah, right. I understand that. But before YouTube, I didn't care. Yeah, no, I understand that. But you're good at it though. Like your comebacks are brilliant. You're brilliant at it. Like, you be on it. And I be laughing. Like, when I was on your stories today, I just happened to type on it. I'm like, let me see what she's talking about. And girl, when I tell you I was at work cracking up, thank God I'm in an office to myself, because I promise you, people would be irritated with me all day because I be laughing all day at YouTube because the stuff, it just be so funny. I'm sorry, but that was so funny. I'm waiting on my cousin to get here. She's supposed to be coming get her hair. She want what she want? Rollers. She want rollers, and she's supposed to be going to a ball tomorrow. You know, it's ball season here in New Orleans, so and I really wanted to go to a ball. I wanted to get dressed and go to a ball, but yeah, she's supposed to be coming over here to get rollers in. And I don't know where she at, and I don't know why people think that I ain't been at work all day, that I just want to wait for them to come and get their hair done. I got to do her hair today, my sister hair tomorrow, and my mama hair on Sunday, while I'm walking around looking crazy with stiff hair. It's not stiff, but it's going to be stiff in a minute. So, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed my little. Oh, the paying you no shade. My cousin is paying me. My sister, I don't know if she's paying me, but she did give me an Uber yesterday and today to work. So I don't care if she paid me, because she did give me an Uber. And my mama never pays. My mama never pays. Um, but I don't really be tripping, but um, and I think my mama want braids, and I don't feel like doing braids on Sunday, but I'm gonna do it. And my sister is getting, what she want? Marley twist, some type of twist. Yeah, it's a fair trade. Cause them Ubers be like $20, $25 just for me to get to work. But she want Marley, some type of twist. She want twist, but she have locks, so I have to do the twist with locks. So this is what happens when your family knows that you know how to do hair. Yes, but and that's only to get to work. Next week the kids go back to school, so that's almost 40, that's like 40 something dollars um one way, and that's for me to bring them to school, and then from their school to my job it's like 40 something. And then coming back home, leaving work, getting the kids, and then coming home is almost 50. And that's because it's at like 5 o'clock in the evening. So yeah. So there's traffic and all of this extra stuff. So it's really high. But I'm a inbox you because I do want to tell you something about that. Because I thought that I wasn't gonna be able to. I'm gonna text you about it. I'm gonna message you about it because I want to tell you something. But anyways, thank y'all for listening to my little story time about the time that I got kidnapped and I made it out alive. Um, I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.